Welcome back to Live Impact News on WCNC Plus. We know that the Charlotte metro area has seen some devastating fires recently, including the home of NASCAR driver Denny Hamlin's parents there in Gaston County. In fact, the weeks right after the holidays seem to be one of the highest risk periods for house fires. And as we start the new year, a lot of us are already taking down those holiday decorations, so that is more fuel for the fire, literally. We have fire expert in town right now, in studio with us, warning that the danger isn't over yet. Kevin O'Connell from United Water Restoration Group joining us this morning. Kevin, thanks for coming in here on this second day of the new year.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a really important topic, as we were just talking during the little break here, that it seems like we have seen these fires happen a lot recently.
Yeah, the Christmas holiday tends to be a really popular time for fires to happen. I actually got into this business partially because my parents had a house fire over Christmas Eve. And what happened was, in that situation, there was some dried out a wreath that was pretty dried out a couple of days after Christmas. Candle was lit on the mantle, window was open, the draft caught fire, caught the wreath on fire. And so there's a lot of things, like as we progress here after the holiday season, as your tree dries out, as your wreaths start to dry out, those are just conductors for fire, and it's really important to kind of take some good safety precautions around that.
Yeah, so let's talk about some of the hidden dangers. Kevin, what can you tell us about, what we are taking for granted in our house that could be cause for a fire? Yeah,
I think, as I talked about there, the drying out of your tree, make sure to dispose of that properly away from your home. That's a number one thing. Trees really go up very quickly. Wreaths, garland, anything like that. We talked a little bit about LED batteries during the break as well.
Yeah.
And so any holiday lights and things that have LED batteries, making sure that they're stored properly, making sure they're unplugged at all times, especially when you go to sleep at night. Those are some things that are really important to keep in mind.
What is it with the LED batteries that, we're seeing a lot of these cases? I mean, we are seeing a lot more use of the LED battery, but why is that fueling such a difficult fire?
It's just harder to put out. So if you look on the news, a lot of times the Tesla batteries with the cars are a lot more difficult for firefighters to put out quickly. It's the same concept in the house as well. So if you have lawn mowers or other things that are plugged in near the house at all times, it's a good practice to unplug them overnight, or at least unplug them once they're fully charged. It is more difficult for the firefighters to put them out quickly as opposed to other types of fires.
Many people have already moved their dry Christmas trees and the wreaths, maybe to the garage, maybe to the porch, waiting for pickup. What kind of risk are we thinking there? Because it is relatively out of the way, right?
It can be. I would recommend, if you're not on your porch or in your garage, a lot of times people are putting them on the street quickly. That's a good place to put it, so people can put it. The garbage people can come by and take care of it that way, or just putting it a little bit farther away from your home, keeping it away from your grills or any propane tanks, anything like that is probably a good practice.
How about these extension cords or the lights that we use? How do we know when they're no longer good?
Yeah, I mean, this is an important thing too. Make sure you inspect it after you unplug all your lights. Look for, anytime, dogs sometimes go after them or bite them a little bit, any wearing in the edge of the cords, just throw them out, use them, get new ones for next year. It is, in some cases, a little bit pricey, but it's worth it to keep your house.
Hey, day after Christmas sale, too. They go on sale a lot.
Yep.
I usually do inspect them before I put them on the tree or up on the wall, but it's a good idea to do post as well.
Correct.
Good take. How about the this New Year home safety check? What does that entail?
Yeah, I mean, there are a couple things that we think about in my day-to-day business. We deal with water, fire, and mold situations, which are, devastating things that happen to customers. And I think looking for certain things in your insurance policies, like sewer backup caps, looking for anything that's kind of around your home that is a risk to creating water losses or creating fires, whether that's the LED batteries that we talked about earlier. Just doing some basic safety checks on your filters, cleaning out your laundry dryer machine, all the lint there. Those are creating fires as well. So just basic things like that. It's a good time to kind of reevaluate and look through your home and look for certain risks around the way.
No, that's good. Carlene has a question.
Yeah.
Fire extinguishers.
Yes.
I have one. When I moved into my new place, I got one because it didn't have one in the facility.
Atta girl.
How often should people change them? I know they do.
They do expire,
right?
so
Yes.
make sure you do check them, and also look at how to use them.
Yeah.
They're not complicated, but when you are in a situation where it's a little bit, you're on
panicked,
edge, you're kind of panicked. Like, make sure
Right.
you know how to use it, because there are a few things that you have to do to actually make it usable.
Okay, so if I wanted to safely try it out, is there a scenario where I should safely try that out?
Yeah, you can just go into a big field or something in
Okay.
your backyard. But
It's not-
yeah,
it's not like-
you don't want that everywhere. But
I
it is,
wouldn't recommend it in
you
your
know,
house.
right.
Don't test it in your
Sure,
house.
but it shouldn't be near other people's. Just go to a
correct.
nice big old field.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Right, like I would test out my pepper spray every
Right.
once in a while
Yeah.
and just kind of spray it out in the wide open and go, yep, okay, it still works, you know.
Yeah. And try to keep one on each floor. I mean, this
I
sounds...
was going to say, how many do we have?
Yeah, one on each floor is kind of what we
Okay.
recommend. And
That's good.
Growing up, we always kept one under our kitchen sink, and then
Yep.
on the upstairs bathroom under the sink up there. I think those are good places to put it. Just make sure you know where it is. You look at it every once in a while, make sure it's not expired. And
Yeah, how often do they, or how long do they last?
I believe it's 2 years, but
Okay.
just don't quote me on that.
Okay, but yeah, a
I
couple
believe
of
it's
years
2
maybe.
Just keep an eye on it.
Yeah.
Smoke detectors, obviously.
Smoke detectors, come and change them. Check them for new batteries every year. That's always a good practice. If you do need new ones, there are plenty of vendors around here, electricians who can come in and test them out for you and put in new ones for you.
And I like that the carbon monoxide smoke detector combo is
Yeah.
a common thing as well. What else do we need to know to, ensure that our home is as safe as possible?
I mean, we've covered a lot of it today.
Yeah.
I mean, I think just looking out, just be conscious of certain risks. There's, fires can be devastating, and so as you light candles, certainly don't smoke inside. Like the things like that are all causes of fires that we get calls in for every day, and it's just something that you want to be aware of.
Yeah. And we were talking about the kinds of fires, the level of fire. Obviously, the total loss is something you can't, you got to start over, obviously.
Yeah.
But if at least you can limit the risk of the fire from spreading.
Yeah, limiting the damage by fire extinguishers, having good, well-installed the monoxide detectors and the smoke alarms, and then calling 911 as quickly as possible if you are home, making sure that the fire department gets out there quickly.
All right, good. Yeah. All right, we're getting our home ready for the new year, for 2026. You want to be safe, want to see less of these fires, as we've seen too many now in the news, and some obviously tragic results. Kevin O'Connell, thank you for joining us here in the Live Impact studio. More information, he's at United Water Restoration Group. And we will be right back on Live Impact News on WCNC+.